Hi guys. I know that it seems like that I have been doing a lot of, hold on, we're going to do this a little differently. I'm sorry about my finger. A lot of recording. We're just trying to find a decent spot and videos from what appears to be my bed. I'm trying to keep everything that you don't need to see covered and my modesty intact. So please bear with me. The angle's not so good. I don't want to set up the tripod on my bed because it's just going to fall over and there's really no point. I loaded three videos last night. I did not. It's windy outside. We did do a little bit more planting. I put on clothes. Yay. I do believe that in coming days that I'm going to have to figure out a way to be seen by a doctor. What you see to this side of me is Ian's stuff. He is watching his iPad with his ears on if he decides to pop over in the video. He comes in, crashes with me in the mornings. Neither of us sleep well at night, so we kind of catnap first thing in the morning. It is what it is. As the weather improves, we tend to be earlier risers. But, you know, it is just what it is. But I was telling my husband, because I've been apprehensive about owning up to that this could, what I've done to my back could possibly be more. I am not a doctor, okay? I'm not diagnosing myself by any stretch of the imagination. I'm sorry about all the pillows and stuff. I'm on a heating pad, and this is kind of the only way that I can get there. I am leaning less towards it being a muscle spasm. If you're watching this and you are a medical professional, please give me input. I have been using heat. I have been using ice. I have been taking my regular medication. I take a muscle relaxer every evening, and I don't seem to be making a lot of progress. I'm doing stretches. I'm trying to walk as much as I possibly can. I'm trying to be as active as I possibly can. So, you know, if you've got any feedback, and understand when I'm asking you for medical feedback, that's just it. I'm not asking you to diagnose me. I'm just saying, hey, you know, I had this problem. It was more of a muscle spasm than a slipped disc. The pain that I have is very much so like when the other disc blew in 2010 or 2009. So that is where, and if you wonder why I'm just not screaming in agony and all that stuff, I didn't do it then. I tried to go back to work after the disc popped. Even more so after I was taken to the emergency room and they filled me full of morphine. My boss literally told me, my husband had the doctor's statements from the emergency room, and I was calling him trying to figure out a way that I could come to work. And he literally told me, hang this phone up, go to bed. If you call me again, I'm firing you. And anyway, that was just my little box of Psalm cards has gone missing. It's probably like everything is kind of like right within arm's length of this area because of, you know, the impairment currently. So it's probably somewhere in there. So we'll hopefully get back to that. And again, I know I keep dropping the camera. I don't mean to. I'm holding it in my hand, and when I talk or I look somewhere else, the camera moves without me really acknowledging it. But I am trying very hard to maintain. I'm in a gown. It's actually more, I call it, when I'm at home, it's kind of like a around the house dress. So, you know, everything is covered. It's just not, I'm just not comfortable with that being you get you get what I'm trying to say. Other people might be comfortable, to each their own. Me personally, I tend to kind of try to keep everything covered up and off the camera. Anyway, so what I wanted to share with you today, this came to my mind as I was sitting here um, thinking about a friend of mine. When I went back to work after I was off work from 99 to 2000, I believe. And then I worked from 2000 to 2001 before sustaining the injury that permanently put me just on the sidelines. And I hated it because I loved what I did. I worked for AutoZone. And even though it wasn't the best job in the world, it wasn't really a job along the lines of anything that I went to school for or anything like that. I had a ball. I had so much fun. I had developed such a good rapport with my customers. I had people that intimidated the fire out of me. One of them is actually a professor at one of the colleges in southeastern Kentucky, and he would seek me out. And years later, I asked him, I said, why do you come to me? I said, why did you come to me back then? I was the only female. And his answer was very concise and quick, and he was like, look, he said, I knew when I walked in there, if I came to you, that when I walked out of there, I didn't have to come back. I had everything that I needed to do the job that I had to do. He said, very seldom, if you waited on me, did I walk out, did I have to come back? He said, because you went down the checklist, even down to not sanitizer, but, Gojo, shop towels, anything that I would suggest, whatever, that someone might need to get the job done. Anyway, as I was sitting back there thinking about this, I had a conversation with a friend of mine after I had to quit work the last time. And it was before I had my back surgery. And she said, she said, you fight so hard to get back up, only to get knocked down again. And she said, and I don't know how or why you keep doing this to yourself, because invariably you're going to get knocked back down. Something happens. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I get that. And while I was thinking about that conversation, she and I had been best friends since we were juniors in high school. We got some years between us. We got some stories between us. We've got years of friendship. And that will never change. There's nothing that she can do to break that friendship. There's nothing I can do to break the friendship. We're not always the best people that we should be to each other, and I'm guilty of it more than she is. But she loves me for who I am, and I love her for who she is, and I have no desire to change her, and vice versa. But anyway, whenever I was thinking about that, and, I've been picking the random cards out of the Psalms pile, you have to just kind of like, let me just kind of show you. This is my braid. This is what I get whenever I just kind of softly, loosely just braid my hair before bed. Because if I don't braid it, I have to fight with tangles. Thick hair is a thing. Okay? Anyway, I want to leave you with this because I love this verse, or this passage. And if you followed my Twitter for any amount of time, our choir actually sings this song, and it ministers so greatly to my heart, because in times like this is where we are, where I am. It comes from the 3rd Psalm, starting in the first verse. It says, Lord, how are they increased that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me. Verse 2. Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. Selah, or Selah. 3, but thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory, and the lifter of mine head. Boom! That's where I start to get happy. And then verse 4 is, I cried unto the Lord. I'm sorry.
Stop being squishy.
Have to turn the page. With my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill. Selah. I laid me down and slept. Verse 5. I awaked, for the Lord sustained me. Verse 6. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people that have set themselves against me round about. 7. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for thou hast smitten all my enemies upon the cheekbone, and thou hast broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongeth unto the Lord. Thy blessing is upon thy people. Selah. But my favorite part is verse 3. But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, the glory, my glory, and the lifter of my head. So no matter what, and you've seen me, if you follow my Twitter, you've seen me hit Molly Grub land. You've seen me get ugly. You've seen me lose my oh shoot, nice view of my finger. You've seen me get a little You've seen me get a little in myself and not over myself. But thankfully, there are verses like that, passages like that, that say, oh yeah, I don't have to be this way. Regardless of what is attacking my physical body, God is the lifter of my head and the strength and my protection. So I just wanted to hop on and share that with you. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. If you would like to include me in your prayers, that would be amazing. At some point in time, I'm probably going to have to seek medical care for my back. I'm trying to put it off as long as I possibly can because I'm still hoping that it's something that I can keep doing the stretches, keep doing, the same things that I learned from physical therapy before, minus water therapy because I can't get to the pool right now, to strengthen my core and possibly fix that. But, the truth of everything that I know is that when we did the first surgery in 2010, it was a Band-Aid. And I was told then that, we probably would have to revisit this. So it is what it is. And I have another question for you. My henna and my indigo order came in yesterday. I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time. In as far as I'm not gonna throw my back out doing it. Just that simple. If I have to do just pieces at a time around my head, that's what I'm gonna do. So if you would like to see a video on more, I've shown how I mix it. I'm going to be mixing smaller batches because I'm going to be doing smaller portions. I'm sorry, but if you just kind of think about this right here, this part of my hair right here is what most women have for their bun. I don't tease my hair. I never have. I've never had the need to. I think I've back combed it a couple of times to do, to wear a poof comb in the front. I hated it, and I don't do it. It's by the time I get the comb back out of my hair, it's a hot mess. So, anyway, if you would like to see that, that's going to be coming up, and it's going to be I'm just going to do, like, I'll do part. I'm not going anywhere, so, why not? I'll do a part of it just to cover these wisdom highlights that are coming in, and then, in a day or maybe two, another part, just kind of cover as much as I can bear to do. And then whenever I do the indigo, I'll do a full covering with the indigo, which the last time I did indigo, I had green hair, so we may or may not do that. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. Just wanted to check in and let you know that I'm okay. Even if this is a slip disc, even in the amount of pain that I'm in, I live in pain. So although my pain level is probably about an 8 right now, it's not, my 8 is not that rolling around screaming, and even my 10 is not that rolling around screaming, hollering, and carrying on, because I'm used to this. This is how I live life. I'm not throwing off on anybody whose pain level is less, because I've been there. I had to adjust whenever I first got to this point where pain became a huge factor in my life. I had to make adjustments, and I had to decide how I was going to handle pain, and if it was going to dominate me or I was going to dominate it. Now, that being said, there are some things that I am adding to my arsenal to help with pain. I have been given the go-ahead to add CBD oil. That's going to be, we're going to do that. As I told you when I started doing the moringa does still help. I will show you the bottle just in case, so that you don't have to. This is the bottle of moringa. Pure Vita is the brand that I use, and I get it from Amazon. I stocked up on a fluke, so I haven't had to order any more during the pandemic or current situation, however you want to call it. So it helps keep me moving forward, and it helps reduce the inflammation in my body, which helps reduce the pain. I'm not a doctor. That's what it claims to do, and it works for me. I also have a vitamin that I take that's made by GNC that I get from Sam's that helps me feel better and helps me function. It is very windy in Kentucky today. Ian's talking to Siri. We're going to chill for a while, and then I'm going to try to figure out something else to do. I'm going to try to do something in the kitchen. I would love to be using this time, as I've got so much that needs cleaned out and gone through. I'd love to be using this time to do that versus trying to heal my back again. But it will be okay. It will all get done. So y'all take care. Remember, I am the mayor's daughter.
And remember, I'm the mayor's great-grandson.
I knew he was going to say that. A little cute story. On Fridays at 4 o'clock, the children from Kids Church do a Zoom meeting. And Ian got to participate this past Friday. And when the pastor unmuted his mic for him to speak, she intended for him to quote his scripture. And he's so used to doing videos with me that he went into our intro. And I was like, no, honey. He had a little trouble keeping up because, with the Zoom meeting, the camera is on the laptop and it doesn't move like we do with this one. He had a little trouble adjusting to that, but it was so cute because he automatically was like, my name is, and this is my Grammy, and before he could say much more, was like, nope, Miss Jenny wants you to say your verse, which he did, and he did a marvelous job, and we're so very proud of him. And I'm very proud of, I want to throw this into, I'm very proud of the way I don't get to see all of the Zoom meetings or be a part of all of them, or, I kind of have to back up and catch up on videos. I'm very proud of how our church has taken the ministry that we do to social media. And we have pushed more videos, more interaction, more everything, more love to those that need it. And we aren't forcing anybody to watch our videos or anything like that. We invite you. You can come and go as you want. If you don't want to sit through the service, or if you just like the songs, you can watch what you want. Get what you need and pass it on back. But anyway, and it will. If you are interested in joining our Celebrate Recovery, you can join our large group tonight on Facebook. It will be at 7 o'clock Kentucky time. That's the only time I'm worried about. So if you live somewhere else, you just have to figure it out. When we go into small groups, unfortunately, you can't participate in that at this point. Our ministers must know you, and that's for everybody's protection. So I invite you to come on by, and I'm really hoping this is still Tuesday. But y'all have a good day. Remember, again, I'm the mayor's daughter. And he's... Who are you? Who are you?
Ian.
Who else are you? If I'm the mayor's daughter, who are you?
May's my grandson. I'm watching Stumpy and King.
He's watching shows on his iPad. We're going to chill for a while and then try to figure out something else to do. I'm going to tell you, as much easier, it's easier for things to come to my door, like ordering from Walmart. I ordered shampoo. That just blows my mind, and detergent. I miss going out to the stores and actually interacting with people. So if you're out there, be safe. Be careful. Don't lose your good sense and your humanity, because there's nothing worth it. There's nothing worth losing your integrity and dignity for. Have a good day. I'm going to hang out on a heating pad. See you. Bye.